So we just want to look at the market, and I'm going to take question from you. Any stock that you want me to analyze, I will do that on the chat. But before we go into that, so just be getting your question ready, and I'll be looking at my other window here to make sure that anybody that wants to join, they can join. Okay, let me open here. All right, we are just like six people on this call. So you're welcome to Expert Q&A membership class, and it's a trial version that we are trying to run. So I'm going to be trying a lot of things. That's why I said, okay, let me just use Google Meet and see how it's going to look like. And Google Meet can take 1 hour. So if it can take 1 hour, that means I will just start the meeting twice. As against when we are using Zoom, Zoom can take 40 minutes. So I will need to start it like how many times? Maybe like 3 times or so. But with this one, I can just start it twice and we are all good to go. So we are going to look at the whole share index to start with. I may not be using too many strategy. I may just be using maybe two oscillators, and I will be marking my zones, support and resistance with trend line, and I will use it to do my uh, projections. Although there are other tools that I can also use, but it will not be within the scope of this class. Because if I have to be looking at everything, maybe we will not look at more than one or two stocks. So what we are going to do, one, I'm going to look at the Hoshi index and see what happened the previous week, and we see what we should expect in the week that we are going into. So that's one. Then two, I'm going to do some analysis and I'll check, okay, what stock can we buy this coming week? And I will need a volunteer for this class, someone that has bought the uh, paper trading template that will help us keep our trading journal for this particular class. Who will volunteer? I don't know anyone here that has bought the tool. Mr. Goni, have you bought the Excel sheet? No, I'm not sure it's there. Who else has bought the Excel sheet? Is there anyone that has the Excel sheet here? Or who wants to volunteer to help us keep this track, to help us keep track of our trees? Who wants to volunteer? This session is supposed to last for 15 minutes, so let's not stay too long. Nobody wants to volunteer. Okay, I will be keeping it by the side, but I'll be showing us how it's going. Let me see where where that file is. Let me quickly bring it out. I was thinking I'll get someone that will help us with that, but it's all good. No problem. Where's the file now? Is in my document, my desktop. Okay, so maybe I'll use this one. So for this one, okay, this is a template. So what I'll do is to first, I will save it as experts, save as. Let me save it in my download. Where's my download? Download. So instead of having this, I will change it to paper trading, Q&A paper trading, Q and A paper trading. So saving it like that. So this is the Excel. Let's start with 1 million naira. So 1 million, we don't really have, let me delete all this stuff we have here. We don't have any entry now. Units we don't have. Then current price we don't have. Okay, so this is how we are going to use it. We have deposited 1 million naira. Okay, let's now do the all share index. So, like you know how we like to do it. Let me remove this. I'm on the weekly chart now. So I may be using between weekly and monthly, then daily for my trade. So for the whole share index, we have already seen a pin bar. This is a pin bar last month, the month of August, was a pin bar. And now the market is about to close below this pin bar. If this should happen, then we should expect that the market is going to pull back. At least if it's even not going to pull back, it's going to struggle for some time. But as it is now, we are actually in a cautious market condition. Anything can happen at the level the market is now. So on the monthly, it's so glaring that the market wants to find some correction. But that doesn't mean that we cannot still see short-term trade. So it is the short-term trade that we now want to be doing in this my weekly experts Q&A. So that is what I want to focus on. So we'll be looking at a trade per week, maybe one or two trades that we can take per week and see if we hold it for 1 month and see what the return will look like. So it's like a paper trading class for this session. That's the first part of it. Then the second part of it is going to be Q&A. You will need to ask me if you have any stock, maybe you are considering a particular stock. I will just help you break it down on the chart. So that is how we are going to do it, and we'll come back next week. So that's the purpose for this class, just to break down the chart for the sake of those that said even those that attended my class and are still having it, maybe finding it difficult to even understand the concept. So by the time they see me do it over and over again, maybe from there, they will also come up with their own strategy. So on the monthly, it's so clear. This is a reversal sign. It's a pin bar. And the pin bar, in fact, the pin bar is so strong because it has a very strong wick. And see the body, the low. It doesn't really have low. So this is the perfect definition of a pin bar. So on the monthly, the market has already uh, given us a sign that it wants to reverse. So let's now go to the weekly. So on the weekly, the most important candle already is broken. And if you look at my oscillator here, this is CCI. So I'll be using CCI for this class. We already have a divergence. Price made a higher high, but oscillator came down lower. And last week, this awesome oscillator has already painted red. So for it to paint red, it's telling me that okay, now this resistance is valid. Two things we are looking at. If the monthly end up to be a green candle this month of September, if it's a green candle, it's going to expose this high. But if it becomes a red candle, that would have made this level of 146,000 a valid swing. It will make it a valid swing. So let's go down. Already we have a valid swing on the weekly, and the next level we are looking at is actually the low of the second candle here. So that's where I'm expecting that market will find some sort of support. Let's now use Fibonacci. If I put Fibonacci from this value swing to the last low here, we want to measure the this what's it called, the pullback. So if the market pulls back to somewhere around here, we should think that okay, it's going to find support at that zone. So that is the support I'm looking at. We'll leave it there. So you understand now. So that is the zone I'm looking at for support for the all share index. Let's now step into the daily. Let's see what is actually happening in the daily. So on the daily, the market already, the awesome oscillator has already switched to the negative side, which gives me a sign that is already relieved of this overbought. Yes, it's relieved. Anytime it switches to the negative side, I say that I term it as being relieved of overbought. Let's now look at what happened on Thursday. Thursday was a bullish engulfing. That means it engulfed around the previous day. So let's mark the body of that candle. So we are expecting some form of support at this level. Although the support does not confluence with other support, this is just like a hanging support. So what it means is market can do something like this back into this place, or market will fail, or market will fail here and come and find support here and then bounce back. So two things can happen at this level. Okay. So that is what I'm expecting for the all share index. So let me use some prompts to look at the market generally. Let me use this prompt. I will use, let me see if I have ChatGPT here. Okay, I have ChatGPT. Let me see if I have DeepSeek. So I'm going to be using the two. So I'm going to use one of the prompts that we have in our one of the prompts that we have in the stock valuation pro. So I'll just copy the weekly trade analysis. This is what I want to use. So I want to use that to look for trade next week. So just copy that prompt, paste it here, and always make sure that you change the date. I've not changed the date. Let me change the date. No, 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 I don't want that. Sorry, I did not change the date. So I have to change the date to the current date. So instead of second, today is 6th September. So 6th. So let's go to DeepSeek also and do the same thing. But I will have to change the date to current date 6th. So these two should be able to give us how next week will look like. So for this, today is 6th. All right. So market overview as of early September. So this is the index trend and breadth. So this is what happened to the market. This is let me just leave those ones. Then sector performance, positive rotation into insurance, industrial, and consumer goods. So this will be our focus this month: insurance, industrial, and consumer goods. So recent uptrend were led by electric, electronic technology, consumer durable, and health technology. So those are the things, those are the sector that led the the performance for the month. So support and resistance for the weekly, I will not look at this because I don't really need that. I will check that on the chart. Looking ahead, key catalyst, no major corporate earning or disclosures flagged yet by NGX. So let's look at potential market movers, CBN monetary policy, so macro data, global events like oil, trend, and FX volatility. Let's go down. Stock screening. So top intra-week opportunity, we are looking at where insurance sector. So massive 41% turnover in insurers signal renewed investor interest, likely candidates ICO, Mansard, and Custodian. Okay, NGX Group. quarter two revenue. This is their revenue for quarter two. Consumer goods or industrial, recent positive investor sentiment or consumer staples, this, tech, trade setup. So trade setup we are looking at ICO insurance. So someone should help me look at ICO. So this is how we are now going to do it. We are actually going to trade it. We just assume that we pick that trade at that level. ICO. So then we have Mansard or custodian. So Mansard, custodian, custodian. Okay, so don't mind my spelling, please. NGS Group also. Let me see NGS Group. I'm not sure I will trade that. NGS Group. So consumer goods like Nestle, tech, or consumer durable stocks. Let me see what was so consumer goods like Nestle. We are not even going to do trade that. Caution. Okay, what are the risk factor of overbought stock recent outperformance? Dangote Cement may be due for pullback exercise. Okay, banking sector still showing mixed performance, not yet showing strong relative leadership. FX policy, CBN move or FX disturbance could upset sentiment. Oil volatility and this thing. So summary, best trade setup for this week. Insurance, riding strong inflow, select those with clean filings. Okay. NGS group, attractive value and technical setup of this CCC. So watch list. So this is my conclusion. So let's see what DeepSeek will give to us. Let's see if it's going to give us a clearer trade. So for the let's just go to the trade. Let's just go to the stocks trainer. Dangote Sugar Refinery, UBA, Access Holding, MTN. Okay, trade setup, Dangote Sugar. These are the catalysts. So UBA, Access Holding. So let's go and select Access, UBA, and what again? UBA, then Access Holding, UBA, then Dangote Sugar. Dangote Sugar. Okay, so Dangote Sugar, those are the things that we want to watch. So let's go back. So daily chart, all these things we look at it on the chart. We look at it on the chart. So let's go to the chart and we now pick them one after the other and look for the best setup for this week. ICO. So let's check ICO. So be getting your question ready. I will soon be through getting your question ready. All right, for ICO, very good setup. Very, very good setup. We're actually hitting a resistance, a support, sorry, a resistance that has been turned to support. So let me look at it on the weekly. So what is happening there? Market, this is one trend, broke it, come back and use this place as a support. So let's see whether market is going to find a support around there. So what is the level? Let's check the daily. Although it did not fulfill my condition for entry, my own condition for entry, I still want the awesome oscillator to come back to the negative side. But the way it is now, it can retrace. So what is the entry that I will use for this ICO? I would have preferred to get ICO at around the low of this. So let's say the low of this, which is 3 naira, let's say 3 naira 20 kobo. That's my average. 3 naira 20 kobo. Or let me not be too conservative. Let's say it's 3 naira 30 kobo. So let's go and check ICO. The stock is what's the sorry, this is date. Sorry. So this is the stock. This is the date. What's today's date? Let's say 6th September. So that's 6th September. My entry price is 320, right? 20. So 320. Let's buy. How many units should we buy? Let me bring out my calculator. We will buy 100,000. 100,000 naira. So 100, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, divided by 3 naira 20 kobo. 3.2. 31,250. So 31 unit is okay. I can even copy it. So let me paste it there. So this is the number of units I'm buying. You see, it's 100,000, which is okay. So we now observe it and see what the price will be. Okay, because this place is zero. Can I remove this one? Okay, I cannot remove it. So just leave it like that. It's because we price has not really moved. So that is our first trade. So let's go and look. We are just going to look for two best one. Mansard. We already have ICO. So let me see Mansard. We are not going to pick two. Okay, for Mansard, the same thing applies to Mansard. Mansard also did not cross to my neck to the negative side. Okay, but we have to choose between Mansard and ICO. Let me see. Okay, the two are you looking very good, but I'll prefer ICO because ICO already have the bullish engulfing. Yes, let's take ICO, and he's already sitting on support. Although it did not cross to the negative side. I would have loved that it crosses to the negative side. So let's look at another stock. Custodian. So custodian, this is too high. It's too close to, it didn't really pull back. So it's too high. So we won't take this one. So we've already filtered out this one also. NGS group. This is another industry. So you can take this one. NGS group. NGX group. All right, I like this NGS group also. In fact, the weekly is a good signal. It's a bullish engulfing. So for this bullish engulfing here, I think I like what is happening there. Let's look at it on the daily. Did it cross to the negative side? Good. I like this. So where is going to be my entry for this stock? I can see it at, we just pick an average, 57.75. 57.75. So 57.75. That is, so how many units are we going to buy? Let me bring out the calculator and calculate the number of units. That's 100,000 divided by 57, 57 and 75. This 1,731 units. 1,731 units. 1,731 units. Okay. So it's like, okay, 31, not 32. I don't want it to be more than, all right, 100,000. So that is the second one. So that's another good trade. So as when we come back next week, we just input these prices. We input it for the, this trial is going to be for 1 month. So we observe what is actually happening that particular stock. So which other one are we looking at now? Access. We have to pick between Access and UBA. So let's go and check. Access. So for Access, I think it's too close to this resistance. Let's leave Access. Let's check UBA. UBA2 is too close to a resistance, so I'm not seeing anyone in that stock. So I can come to my scanner and check. Let's see if I can pick any banking stock. I was thinking this will not take me more than 30 minutes. I actually allocated 30 minutes for this. Let's see. First Bank. I think I've analyzed First Bank and it looks so good. Yes, yes, I think I've done it. So this First Bank, to me, I would have loved that it retraces to maybe the midpoint of this place. Huh? It's too high for me. So what we can do is to, oh, what do we do? What do we do? I want a pullback. I don't want to buy here, but let's just buy instead of buying 100,000. Let's buy 40,000. Okay, so we buy 40,000 at current price here. 32 naira 30 kobo. 32 naira 30 kobo. We buy 40,000 divided by 32 naira 30 kobo. 1,238. 1,238. That's the unit. 32 naira 32 naira 30 kobo. So that's for our access. No,
Bank.
FBNH. Yes, FBNH. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you are following. So let's remove these two. I'm not saying this stock will not go. Don't go and quote me. This is not investment advice. I'm not saying it will not go. I'm just telling you that the one that I'm comfortable buying. All right. So let's check the other one. Dangote Sugar Refinery. I don't like this Dangote Sugar. It has already tested this resistance and it's just about pulling back. Let me check it. I will not buy this one. I don't like that. Although it has crossed to the negative side, but I don't like it's still too close. Although I have Dangote's sugar, I bought it from here. I just sold some around maybe here. So I'm not thinking of buying extra here. Okay. You know what we can do? I'm not too comfortable. Let me clear this thing so that I can see it clearly. We're already hitting resistance. So already this is going to be supply zone and the last demand zone is actually here. We are too close to supply than to demand. So if I put my Fibonacci here, you see, I would have loved if this retracement can come lower. This retracement can come lower. Okay, let's leave this one. Which other stock can we check now in that industry? I think they are in finance, energy, consumer goods, durable goods. Which one are the durable goods? No, transport, utility, producer, industrial service, no, health, uh, mineral finance, lecturing, distribution, no, cannot be distribution. Okay, I can see it from here. It's under. Process industry. Process. Which one is process industry? Agriculture and process industry. Where's agriculture here now? Non-mineral. Dangote cement. Okay, this is sugar. Dangote cement. Boa cement. Okay, let me check miscellaneous. Nothing. Okay, I think that will be all. Let me not just waste. I've spent 40 minutes already, and I was supposed to spend only 30 minutes. So the next 1 hour, 20 minutes, thereabout. Yes, 1 hour, 20 minutes. I'm going to take questions. So if you have question, you have any stock that you want me to look at, let's look at it together, and that will be all for this meeting. Anyone, just raise your hand so that I can ask you to unmute. Anyone there? Or I should continue with my analysis?
You can continue, sir.
Okay, so I said I should continue. Let me pick another sector. Let me go and check my result from here. Boa, Dangote Cement. Which other stock can we see here? Wando, caution, he said overbought stock. It should be weak sector. Oil and gas is very weak now. So I'm not really expecting so much from Wando, although I'm still holding it and I'll hold it not too much, expecting too much from it. But let's just look at maybe insurance sector. The leading sector now are okay. I think I can still trade idea. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Let me use another prompt. Let me use this prompt. So, okay. Okay, right was positive. This is wrong. What happened? I didn't change the date. Oh, I think I didn't change the date. It's showing me this is hold now. Dango, this did not lose. So that's let me check this one. All right, let me work with this. I did not change something there. That's why it's giving me that error. So Veristas, this. So if you look at it, you will see that sector performing. So these are the leading sector now is insurance, which is the amount to 6.73%. So this is the leading uh, sector. So let's go and look for other trade in that sector. Let me see. Insurance. So we checked Aiko, Sono. I think did we check Sono?
No, sir.
Okay,
No, we didn't
let
check.
me check. Okay, Suno is already finding some support inside this body of the candle. So it's good for me. It's good for me. The last candle that formed here. So I need a follow through. So if this week, this current week that we are entering into, if the market can manage to close above, let's say this level, it will be very, very good for me. So it will be very good. It will be very good if the market can close above that level. It will give me confidence that yes, we can expose this high. But Suno is actually at a good support, if you ask me. If I This is the type of trade that I like. I like trade that has already retraced, pulled back from its previous high, and is now struggling to go lower and give me a signal to go up. And I already seen the signal. So we just need to start climbing the step because we are going to climb step. If this candle now, let's say it closes above here, then we start climbing step. The next one, if it closes above this one, then we continue to climb the step until we hit into this level. to hit into that level. So that's where we are going. We are going inside here. So when we get here, if the market is able to still push until it's able to break above here, then we have a breakout. Then it continues to go. Which other stock? Okay. Check icon. No, no. Veritas. Is there still entry for Veritas? Okay. Veritas is also good entry because we are actually at a resistance that has been made support. So let's check it on the daily and see what happened. All right. I did this in class. So what happened here was that market has found a sort of support because we already have a bullish engulfing here. So should we trade this? In fact, it's like I should just trade only insurance stock. Let's add this Veritas also to the list and see what will happen. Veritas. Veritas. Let's say I'm looking for entry around 1 naira 90 and I'm able to pick average price of 1 naira 90. Okay, what quantity are we going to buy? Let's buy. I would have said, okay, I already have ICO, which is 100,000. I don't want to allocate too much to that sector. Let's add 50,000 to it. So 50 divided by 1 naira 90. Because of correlation, whatever causes one to go up will also cause the other one to go up. It's like doubling my risk now if I buy this one and this one. So whatever is causing this one to go up will also cause this one to go up. If this one is coming down, this one is most likely going to come down. So it's like doubling your risk. That's why I don't want to really buy more. 26,300. 26,300.
Fine, I just.
Okay. So nobody has any stock that you want me to look at?
Let's look at Legend Internet.
Aha! Thank you for pointing that out because I have that stock also. Legend Int. They found support. Aha! I like this. You see, it came down low. This is the first bearish continuation. This is actually the zone that we were looking at for support. Now that it has closed below here, so I'll bring this down here. So I don't want any other candle to close lower than it. And look at what the market did. This is a pin bar. This is a pin bar inside that level. Let's look at the trend because we are having a downtrend now from here. So yeah, that's a downtrend. Two confirmation that we are waiting for. Yes, if this candle can close, if the coming week can close above here, that's one. And two, I want it to close above this trend line. If it's able to close above this candle and close above this trend line, then fantastic. If the weekly is able, because this is daily, if the weekly is able to close above here, then is a double confirmation that this is just a liquidity grab. Market just came to grab liquidity here to go up. You know, for price to go higher, you need liquidity. So if there are trades here, we just see one buyer, we just come and mop them with a blow order, mop everything, and that will be the beginning of another uptrend. Let's look at this place. To this place. Okay, no. This and this is not like a divergence, but let's see what happens. By the time this turns to green, then we have a divergence. Let me bring out my CCI again. What happened? I thought I mistakenly closed the CCI. Oh, okay, hi. It's hidden. Okay. I don't want to go here, but let me just see what is happening. We are already sitting inside overbought. Okay. So let's see if the CCI is able to cross above this moving average line. This is actually valley. We are inside the valley. A lot is happening at this current price. At this current level, we are having a divergence here. Yes, the market was finding a sort of divergence like this before that last move. So let's see what happens going forward. But should we buy this? If I'm going to buy, I'll buy the opening of this candle, which is 4 naira 77 kobo. Legend, it's 4 naira 77. Let's buy 50,000. Don't mind me. Oh, okay, let's buy 50,000. Divided by 4 naira 77. Divided by 4 naira 77. 10,480. Ten thousand, 4,000. Oh, why is this one not showing me? How many units did we get there? 10,480. 10,480. So, so we now see the current price next week. Any other one?
Yes. Let's look at PZ and UACN, sir.
Okay, PZ. It's just tapping into resistance. So we need to wait. Oh, see my PZ when I was mapping out this up and undo. I like this pattern. I love it. I love it. Love it. We have divergence. We have divergence into a resistance. So two things we are waiting for. I would have loved if let me delete all the food analysis. I would have loved if this particular stock can pull back a little bit more. So let's measure here. We can pull back a little bit more. Let's say around 29 naira 30 kobo or this. That's what I'm looking at. I would have loved if this crosses to the negative side. That's one. And if you can still pull back more around this zone, we can start looking at buying back this particular stock. But as it is, it's like catching a falling knife. Although you can still find support here and start going up, but there's no signal yet. Let's look at it on the daily. Too much gap. Let's close it. So you see that there's no signal yet. We only have an inside buy here. There's an inside buy here. No signal yet. So that's 4. So if you can actually get it at maybe 29.50 or 26.90, yes, it's good. Any other one?
So UACN, so
USCN.
UACN and the river.
Okay, for USCN, we still need pullback. Also in USCN, we need pullback. Last week was flat. Last week was flat. So what do we need? If you can see USCN at, let's look at it on daily, nothing. So if I can see USCN at, what I'm looking at is, let me check my, okay, it's almost crossing to the negative side. Let me put Fibonacci and measure that momentum. It's actually at a good entry. But my fear with this stock is volume. The volume is too low. That's why when I came to the daily, I'm seeing flat days. Days that there's no activities. Days that there's no activity. You see that? You see? So if you don't mind staying there or buy just little and see what the market will do, it's okay. If you can, if you don't mind. But this volume is too low. The volume is too low. So it might not really move like we expected. Any other person?
Let's also look at tantalizers as well.
Tantalizer. Okay. Tantalizer. Let's look at it on the weekly. All right. Too many rejection of that particular stock. Too many rejection. See what is happening here. Let me remove this one. Too many rejection. Too many rejection. So if I'm looking at a resistance, I'm going to be looking at somewhere around here. I'm going to be looking at somewhere. You see, there are too many rejections. So the buy side is inside here. So if you want to actually trade this, let me check my volatility. Okay. What if this stock can still come down lower? We can get it around 2 naira something. Although at this level, you can see that it's already at my Fibonacci support. If you don't mind, you can buy little here, then wait for it to pull back. And let me say, because of the current market condition, I think we'll better be somehow what's it called now? Don't let's be too aggressive when it as far as the market is concerned now. Because the all share index, the overall market sentiment now is already shifting. So any trade we are taking is actually for a short period of time. We will quickly enter and make what we want to make and come out. Because from what I'm seeing, the market is so tired and is already hitting resistance. So most likely is going to pull back or market will start ranging for some time. So don't let us be too aggressive with our trades. Don't let's be too aggressive now. Any other thing? This is actually assuming when the market was extremely volatile and extremely bullish. I saw this kind of trade, I would say go and buy it. I would say go and buy it because of the overall market sentiment. But the way the market is now is caution. So anything we want to buy, we just buy it quickly and come out quickly. Any other person? All right. So if there is no other person, that means that we are going to
We didn't
end.
talk about the exit price.
Which one?
The exit price.
Oh, if you buy here, the exit price should be
Is it going
around.
to be 20%, 10%, 30%?
Okay, you want me to use risk reward? All
The
right.
gain
So let's use
before
risk
we
reward.
exit.
Okay, I get you now. So for the risk reward, this particular trade, you are supposed to risk it to this low. You see how far it is. And the target I can see now, maybe somewhere around the maximum target that we can get is actually here. But let's say the market is not able to deliver that. Say this place. So we are risking 26% for 34%. It's not too good risk reward. Not too good risk reward. But if we can get it lower, I would have preferred if we can get it somewhere around here to make a lot of sense and get it at that price. Any other person? Okay. So this is where we end it since we don't really have much question from
I have a
people.
question before we go.
Okay.
The USCN, is
All
it
right.
ready now or should we wait a little bit more?
UAC.
Or should it be accumulating gradually now?
Let me check the USN again. Can't remember what I saw. Oh, for the USCN, start accumulating gradually. This particular price is below the 50% retracement of this body. So at this current price, you can buy little, buy maybe 40%. If it comes down to maybe around uh what level is that again? Maybe this zone. Let me remove this and mark this zone. If you're around 66 naira, you can also buy more at that level. So this is how it's going to look like. Then if you are able to pick that entry there, target is going to be, this is the risk on that trade. And we can target it back to this high or here, the opening of here. Let's just say back to this high. So 40%, and we are risking less than 20%, which is a good risk reward for that trade. If I have to draw trend line to this thing now, we will see that we will see some interesting price level. So see what is happening. See, so that's the zone we are looking at for buying. Let me draw another